Now that is how you bombshell.
Welcome back to the villa, AJ. Hello and welcome to Love Island the Morning After, the only official Love Island podcast. I'm Amy Hart.
And I'm Indiyah Polack. And again this morning, we have the wonderful Joe Bags.
Hello. Morning.
Good morning, Joe. Look, we've had 3 bombshells last night.
Yes, we did.
Were they bombing?
I would compare Connor to like when you light a firework and then it doesn't explode. Do
Right.
you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
He kind of came in there, all guns blazing, and everyone was like, hey.
He's
How
just
y'all
a
doing?
Nice guy.
He is. I felt bad for him in that instance.
Yeah.
And AJ and Sammy, I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
I love Sammy. I'm here for Sammy's redemption arc. So
Love that.
I was happy with all 3 of them.
Yeah. Well, you know what? What an episode. And I think we should get into it, shouldn't we?
Yes.
Talking of fireworks that you light and don't go off, our big plan of Scott throwing caution to the wind and
I
picking Millie
know.
didn't happen.
How wrong was I?
And he picked
Yes.
Leanne, which we were sort of, that was the expected thing to do.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that.
I'm
I
so
love that he
happy.
picked Leanne. I think the speech, he really toyed with us and played with us, but that's
Yeah.
Scott. That's our Scott.
But you know
Always
what?
play him.
Literally, and I'm so happy that he did pick Leanne because you know what? Since Scott has come in, he's been a little bit of a messy ball.
Yes,
You know,
he has.
he's come in, he's been throwing digs around, he's been stirring a little bit of stuff.
Indeed.
And I thought, hey, how far are you going to take this? But I think it was very good of him to stick to his words.
Yeah.
Obviously, we did see the night before last, he kissed Leanne. So it would have been really a bit of a piss take if he didn't actually pick her after, you know,
They
having
seem
that
super
moment.
happy.
Yeah.
They do.
I was going to say, do you think now, so obviously Scott came in, first bombshell, giving it large,
Yeah.
causing trouble, like getting to know everyone, like sort of ruffling feathers. Now he's picked Leanne, they've been all cute in the gym. He's already said this is his last time in Love Island. It's his last time on telly. Do you think he will just stick with Leanne now?
I don't know. I think he wants to go out on a high, maybe, and which can be with a partner, and that's great. But this man is made for airtime,
Yeah.
and typically when a couple does get super like, you know, smushy, I love you so much, then they kind of fade away from the spotlight a bit. And I don't think Scott's gonna let that happen one bit, personally.
I think he might have a little bit of play, but I don't know. Do you know what? I never call things.
I
I
think-
want to call something today, and
Go
I
on.
feel like Scott and Leanne could make it the whole way.
Okay.
Yes.
I feel like
Fine.
that's what's
I
gonna
agree,
happen.
but not without
Not
a
without
bit
a bit
of
of a
trouble.
ruckus.
Yes.
Not without
Yeah.
that secret garden door hinges going.
But hey, let's not put it all on Scott. Maybe someone might come in for Leanne.
Exactly
She might
that.
be the one that's
Exactly
like,
that.
actually, Scott, I want to explore a bit more.
So fair.
Do you think Leanne would put up with anything from Scott?
I genuinely don't know because I've not seen much of Leanne.
No.
And obviously in her previous season, she was very kind of like straight and narrow with Mike. And then obviously that didn't work out. So I've never really seen Leanne in a situation where other people are involved or, you know, when she's got a bit of temptation. So it'll be very interesting.
Well, she's
Can't
into
wait
her
to see.
finances, so we've got to wait and see who comes in.
I believe in love and I love a fairy tale. So I believe that Scott and Leanne, that's it now.
Yeah.
I'm calling that at the not even at the end of week 1.
No, I do hope they make it to the end. I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Oh, what if they win?
But you know what? I'm not mad at it. Like,
No.
I genuinely feel like it could happen. You
I
know?
think he's done the rounds with Love Island. I feel like
Yeah.
he might win this.
He knows
Yeah.
the
He
formula.
He does.
He knows the
Practice
formula.
makes perfect.
Yeah, he does.
Now, Whitney picked Jack. Like, I don't know what I was expecting. So I'm not really sure who else she would have picked.
Yeah.
But do you think that might sort of build the bridge?
I feel like they had their little, you know, disagreement. And I feel like now is the time. Obviously, Whitney's picking Jack, and this has to be the moment where they decide, are we going to make this work or are we just going to be friends? So I guess we'll see how it works out.
I've had to think about it.
Okay.
I think that not to backpedal
Yeah.
at all. I think yesterday we were saying, oh, you know, can you be a slow burner in All Stars? But I do think that Whitney is a slow burner
Yeah.
in general. I also think that their communication styles are super different.
Mm.
So I wasn't surprised that she chose Jack, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a different angle to them in the next coming days.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like there is something that we know her. She wouldn't even put herself in that position or even choose him if she didn't
Yeah.
want to do it.
100%.
So I think that she does want to do it and get to know him. It's just a different approach to what we're seeing with everyone else. Because Whitney doesn't really kiss someone like that either. If you remember
Yeah.
from her season, she's not like that.
Yeah.
Even Jack teeing it up from last night and saying like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to go see her for a kiss. I thought, good luck with that. And so, yeah, I think she's a slow burn in that
Yeah,
regard.
definitely. And look, we cannot forget, he is a baby daddy.
I was about to say, I challenged her
baby
to do
daddy.
the don't say baby daddy challenge. Like, the speech was going so well. And I, as a joke, went, and he's a baby daddy. And then she did it. Like,
If I wasn't doing dry Jan, I would have a shot every time Whitney
Yeah.
said baby daddy.
Yeah,
And I would be
honestly.
drunk.
Imagine if they actually got together and they end up having like kids and get married.
It would be a really cute redemption arc.
That would, to be honest.
It really would.
6 weeks of all-stars romance, iconic pairings, unforgettable moments, and standout pre-love fashion is almost near. With our newest cast now revealed, it's only right to pay homage to the eBay pre-love looks that have shaped Villa fashion history so far. From Gabby and Elma's Wonder Doll Heidi Coord in Love Island All-Stars Series 2 to Liberty's instantly recognisable Jean Paul Gaultier two-piece, pre-love fashion has always played a starring role. These are pieces with lore, personality and individuality, worn in ways that feel uniquely Islanders. Ekin-Su elevated her date night look with an authenticity guaranteed Prada bag, while brands like I Am Gaia continued to dominate, with Islanders such as Georgia and Helena adding their own spin. It's not just the girls either. The boys are also bringing elite pre-love sneakers plus authenticity guaranteed bags, loafers and accessories into the Villa this season too. All thanks to eBay, sponsors of Love Island All-Stars.
We had Charlie and Millie. That was a little bit of a rogue situation that I didn't see coming. Obviously, they were together, they coupled up, and then they got split up because Bombshell Connor came in and stole Millie from Charlie. Now, do we think that Millie and Charlie are going to work their way back together?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I wasn't shocked that it happened because Millie's the most popular girl amongst the boys. And obviously, you know, every time a Bombshell comes in, they have to steal someone really.
Yeah.
So I wasn't that shocked that it happened and that it was Millie that they picked. But I just feel like Charlie, again, didn't take it very well in that with like the sun creaming and the touching of the leg and stuff.
He's protective, and you can tell that that's good intent because he really, really likes her. But I think it's difficult that he's then saying in private, especially with his double date situation with Kieran, you know, like it's only early days and I was just settling, you know, just a smidge. But his behaviour with Millie like doesn't back that up. But I do think they'll make their way back to each other. I think the sun cream situation was a bit rogue anyway. It didn't help that he was being egged on with it. But yeah, it was a bit rogue.
When is it too late to stop saying it's early days? Do you know what I mean? Every day someone's excuse is like,
to be fair,
it's early days.
The last series of Love Island, they did keep saying, I'm open until week 8.
Until the last week,
Actually,
you know?
yeah, that was hell on earth, wasn't it?
I think it's obvious that he does like Millie. And I think it is obvious that when someone else shows interest in Millie, he does get his back up because he likes her.
Yeah.
What's the intent
What's
here?
your motivation?
Yeah, because you're having these three-way kisses, but then you're really protective. So I want to know what's going on.
I mean, I think Charlie has made it quite clear how he feels about Millie. But, you know, we saw he had a three-way kiss. He enjoyed it, but he kind of sort of got defensive when he was speaking about it to Millie. Probably, I don't know, he felt embarrassed or...
I think maybe that's just him because he likes her so much and he didn't want to ruin
He don't
what
want to put her off.
Yeah, of course.
I think the most important thing from the whole sort of situation is who do we write to start a petition to get three-way kisses banned in the rules of Love Island? Like, there's no need for it. Like, in a game around the fire pit where everyone's having a few drinks, having a laugh and stuff, maybe.
Yeah.
But in the hideaway where there's only 4 of you.
And one of you has to watch.
I wonder who's going to do it.
And I think even Kieran then immediately regretted the suggestion and was like, help.
And because they'd obviously all not really known each other, they'd only just come in. Sammy and AJ probably met as they got to the end of the driveway. Like, oh, you're right.
Yeah.
And then they were all sort of like slowly edging in.
It was like, have you ever been to a zoo and then you go and watch the giraffe feeding and then all of the giraffes are like trying to get in that little hangy cage and they're all like, bleh, bleh. That's what I was watching basically. And I didn't like it, guys.
Yeah, it was quite intense.
So the rules of Love Island, we would like to add one, and that is no three-way kisses.
Yeah,
I think there's going to be more though.
When it comes to Truth or Dare, like minimum, I don't know, 10 people.
Yeah.
Minimum of 4 people for Truth or Dare.
But also,
yeah.
again, like, I feel like they need to come up with a different name for the Love Island version of Truth or Dare, because it's never like, go and jump in the pool with your clothes on. Like, go and, like,
it's very much like, okay, you just want an excuse to kiss me.
Snog the person you like the best. Like,
why can't we prank call Maya Jama?
Yeah.
That would be
You know?
fun.
Why can't we do that? Why's it always got to be tongues? I don't like it.
Get your phone and send one of the others a text. Like, we need some new dares.
We need some new dares. We really do.
Now, Helena picked before Belle, which obviously is very key to the recoupling. Helena picked Shaq. I do rate that because I think after the whole thing with the game and Sean snogging all the other girls and stuff, I think that was actually a really good message to send to him. Like, actually, no, like there are other irons in the fire for me.
sure. Yeah, definitely.
Do you think that's why she picked him?
I think it was a mix. I think that Sean hasn't like exhibited great behaviour and been quite like loyal to her, just even in this talking stage. So I think that Shaq's a bit more of a safety blanket for her, and he was obviously making her feel good.
100%.
So I think that was the main driver, as well as what you said. She was probably going, you know what, I do have other options, and I'm going to show you that I do.
I think she definitely does like Shaq as well, because I feel like he's been really open and honest with his feelings, and I feel like that's something Helena's been craving for a while. Like she just wants a guy to be honest,
Emotional
and to be
vulnerability,
all about her.
Yeah.
And so far, Shaq has been doing that. We did see, obviously, we'll get into it. You know, Shaq has been speaking to AJ, but it was like quite soon after. I mean, Helena was back speaking to Sean and basically saying, "Look, you know, we're still on." So,
I felt like Helena and Sean's conversation was very friendship.
100%.
Yeah.
And I feel like her and Shaq could end up being like a really good friendship couple as well. Because just the way they chat, and because we've seen the way she chats to people who she really likes, I feel like these are just like pure, like really nice, wholesome conversations, which I hope will like then progress into something more.
Yeah. Well, if we look at her previous flirting style, the conversations with Sean, in my eyes, means she fancies Sean more.
I agree. I messed up there and I said I agree, but I do think that her conversations with Shaq are way more friend vibes.
Yeah.
And Sean, it's more flirty. But like when we speak about Helena's previous, I don't know, flirting style, dating style, it's all been very quite sexual.
It's sexual, bantery,
Yeah.
giggly, lot of laughter.
And
I see that more with Sean and it was kind of like they were egging each other on. You know, when they had that chat the next day and it was like, okay, who have you kissed? Like, were you kissing in bed? Oh, I was kissing in bed. We had a cuddle.
Yeah.
It was kind of like poking the bear to see who was going to react.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a bad thing for Helena. She likes that.
She
type
does.
of
But I do
flirting.
think, I don't know, I see that she's trying to tone it down a little bit though and not be as sexual and trying to have more conversations with substance, you know, and not just talking about ripping each other's clothes off.
Yeah.
So I think maybe
Goes
that's
the
why,
hideaway.
you know, I think that's maybe why it comes across that like, oh,
She's
are these-
rebranding.
Yeah, are these friendship chats or is she just trying to get to know people as people this time?
But, you know, we had Hideaway Helena. What's wrong with
We
a bit of Secret
did.
Garden Helena?
What is wrong? you
The
know?
upgrade can be going outside.
Well, the hideaway in Mallorca has like a garden, doesn't it?
So
Yeah,
true,
it does.
actually.
It
Yeah,
does.
indoor-outdoor living.
So after Helena picked Shaq, it was left to Belle to pick, and she picked Sean, which obviously is a bit of a turnaround from day one when she said he was no good and she hated the sweet puns. But Sean did say that he would rather be coupled up with Helena.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like obviously for Belle hearing that, it's a little bit of a sting because like we've had a kiss. You said to me you really enjoyed my speech, and now you're doing a complete 180.
180.
You're going the
Because
whole way
360 you
round.
end up back where
Yeah.
you
Do you know what I
started.
mean? You're going the whole way around and doing the opposite of what you told me.
Do you know what also I think it might be? Her pride might be a smidge hurt because she obviously publicly said that she didn't really like him.
Yeah.
Power dynamic wise, that puts him below her.
Yeah.
So now she's the prize essentially. So now when she's choosing him, it's kind of like, you know, I actually like you, so like you should be well happy.
Yeah.
And then when he's gone to Helena and gone, oh, actually I'd rather be with you. I would be sat there thinking, oh no, like this man called me a licorice. I took him back and now look at me, I look like a
But do
fool.
you know what's even worse? It's almost like it's giving.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
it's giving.
giving.
You know, it's like I didn't even like you anyway, and now you're trying to do me dirty
This is
after
what
I
I
gave you a
mean.
chance. I can't really wrap my head around being so like pissed off about the situation when. For me, deep down, I don't really think Bella's that into Sean.
I know what you mean. It's like, it feels like it's been fabricated now because it kind of was going in between friendship couple. Do they like each other? This is backtracking. It's a bit confusing.
Yeah.
And now it's all kicking off.
Like, I gave you a chance, and this is what you do to me.
Yeah. Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
As
Yeah.
always, the common denominator with this information coming out was Tommy.
Oh, I'm shocked.
Don't tell Tommy your secrets. Do you think he's going to go down the route of like, oh, just protecting Helena because she's my friend?
Of course, he's not gonna own up to it and admit that he just wanted a chin wag.
I think so. And in my head, like Sean, Tommy, and Jess are kind of like friendshipy anyway. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Belle's kind of like on the outside of that. So I don't think it's going to disrupt friendships too much in there by this information being given.
Yeah.
No.
And to be honest, like he's coupled up with Jess, and I feel like when you're in a couple, having a bit of gossip with your partner is not the worst thing you can do. Like it's okay.
I think
and he was just letting
that's
her
the
know.
foundations of a good partnership.
Yeah,
is a
100%.
gossip.
A
I
good
think it's
gossip.
up there with me. With you got to gossip with your partner.
You've got to gossip, yeah. And this might protect Helena, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know? It
Yeah,
might
yeah.
make her feel like Sean and I do have something, and I'm not wasting my complete time. Obviously, we're seeing Shaq. Personally, I think Shaq is going to go that way with AJ.
Yeah.
So maybe this is good for her to kind of just
This
cut things
opens that
short.
door with Sean.
On a normal series of Love Island, you would not see that on night 4 or whatever it was, where everyone in bed was kissing. And I feel like maybe the fact is 2 weeks shorter than the summer series, but everyone's like, I haven't got time to waste.
It's a lot of smooching. I'm sure Sammy was upstairs thinking, what is going on? What are those noises?
But she was having a nice night's sleep, because sometimes, obviously, if you want to kiss the person you're in bed with, like, lovely. But I'm sure after like 10 minutes, you're a bit like, I'm quite tired now.
Yeah.
It is like 4 o'clock in the morning. Please stop kissing me now.
No, definitely. It was a lot of tonsil tennis happening last night. But I do think kissing in bed, it does add that extra layer. Like, we can sit here and be like, oh, I don't really think Belle really likes Sean that much. But once you start doing things in, you know, your quality time, like bedtime, which is time for chatting and kissing, it does create extra feelings.
Yeah, of course. And devil's advocate as well for Belle is Sean made a massive point about saying how nice the speech was.
Yeah.
Consistently throughout the app.
Knowing deep down you were thinking, oh, I wish it was Helena.
Yeah.
And like, you didn't have to bring that up.
You didn't.
If you had the thoughts about Helena. You could have just said, oh, that was nice.
We have seen how Sean has behaved in his previous season and to now, and he has always been a little bit of a sneaky boy. So I don't think, even if Helena was on his mind, he would have been honest to Belle and been like, look, I like you, but I still want to get to know Helena. I feel like he very much isn't really as honest as he can be.
It's all placeholders, isn't it? It's like you've got your first and your second.
And he said he'd come back and matured. He's got the beard, but I think there's some internal maturity that still needs to happen.
So we saw literally right after the recoupling, Helena and Sean, they had a chat and they were speaking about going into the secret garden. I mean, do we think at this stage it's okay to be having conversation like that? I mean, why not just couple up with each other if you're thinking about that?
Well, famously, he wanted to. But I think it is okay at this point. I mean, maybe he could have waited a couple of hours after the recoupling. But I mean, it's Hideaway Helena.
Yeah.
I mean, she loves that Hideaway. But I think it is fine at this point. Like I say, I feel like because so much has happened in the sort of 4 or 5 days, it feels like it's a lot further on. I think because we've had a recoupling, and that normally comes at the end of like the first week.
Yeah.
It's a long time in, and obviously every day is like a week in the villa. But I think because it's sort of come halfway through the first week, you're a bit like, oh, like there's like we've come so far, but we actually haven't.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like as well, it's totally fine because I genuinely do feel like, yes, Helena does like Shaq, but I do think what influenced that is that the night before, Sean basically pied her. And she didn't want to be like old Helena and just, fall in for it. I think she wanted to stand up for herself a bit and be like, look, I've got options. I'm going to choose someone else that likes me. So whatever, you know? So I think it's okay.
At the end of the episode, the cliffhanger was Belle was about to go for Sean. Potentially, you never know. She might have a very chill, calm chat with him. I don't think that will happen. But she is fuming.
Yeah.
Do you think she has a right to be fuming?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's okay to be open and play the field in these environments as long as you're being honest to the people around you about what you're doing and what your intentions are. So because he has been a little bit sneaky, like you said earlier, with his approach and with his conversations with Helena and what he's been saying, I think she has a right to be mad. That's my personal opinion on it.
And I think if we want to compare it to the way like Shaq has handled the situation with like him kissing AJ and then being really forthcoming about it. Sean hasn't really done that, as in like you've kissed Belle in bed, you've complimented her speech, you've made her feel like, look, we didn't start off good, but we're going great now, knowing deep down that you still want to chat to Helena, but you've not mentioned that to Belle whatsoever.
I think it's the emotional side, isn't it? Because if she'd done what Shaq had done and just gone in and like snogged someone in the secret garden, got something out of it, nice, whatever. But it's the thought behind it. It's the emotional connection. It's that, oh, I wish I'd been coupled up with you. But I wonder how far on the Bellometer she will go. Whether we'll get to like full Anton at the white party.
Yeah. I think the other question that comes to my mind is that do we think that Sean would have ended up telling her if Jess hadn't gone and told Belle? Like if Jess hadn't taken that information from Tommy and gone and said that, how long do you think it would have gone before Sean tells? Because I don't think he would have, or it would have been a while. And that also is alarm bells for Belle because it makes you even angrier because you're like, okay, not only have you withheld this information, but how long would this have gone on?
Yeah, true.
And that's stressful.
But also, like, what if it was just a chat with his boy? Like, you know, sometimes you're just thinking something. It's like, this stuff, I don't want this to actually get out and go anywhere because I'm not trying to act on it. I'm just letting you know that I was thinking about it.
And then that blurs friendship lines.
It blurs things because, like, maybe he would have told Belle, but maybe he wouldn't have because it was a thought, but it's not something he ever wanted to action.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
Who knows?
Or he could just be telling everybody what they want to hear, including Helena.
True.
We'll find out tonight.
We'll find out.
Now, alongside Connor and Sammy, we had AJ come in. And I will say, she's a lovely, lovely girl, but I wasn't expecting what happened next. Because I thought, because of Sammy's like history with All Stars last year and her series and how she's very fiery, I thought she was going to be the main focus of those 3 bombshells. And then AJ was like, see you later, guys, and like sprinted to the finish line.
Yeah.
And she's snogging people in the secret garden. She's being very seductive. She's like having 3-way kisses and
I think she's got a point to prove. And I think she's also enjoying her time and the experience of a bombshell, which I kind of wish I saw Connor do a little bit more. I think that he played it quite safe in his approach, but I'm glad she pulled Shaq and went in there. And you could tell she wanted to kiss from the moment her feet touched that AstroTurf grass in that garden. She was perched up like Ariana Grande on the My Everything cover, and I thought she's going to go for it, and she did. So I thought good for her, you know? Good for her.
Yeah.
I mean, Helena is collateral then. And that's where I feel awful because I'm like, history's repeating itself. This poor woman, when can she get a break? But I was happy for AJ.
Well, she might have Sean.
You know, we've been talking about triangles this past week. The triangles are forming.
I think it's more of like a do-si-do. Like the boys in the centre, the girls on the outside, and everyone just goes the opposite way.
Yeah, totally.
Gives it a try, moves on.
Yeah. I mean, we're speaking about Helena, and we are noticing that Helena doesn't want history to repeat itself. We did see that, unfortunately, she heard from the girls first that, you know, Shaq had a kiss with AJ. But that's just the way of the villa.
Yeah,
you know, I just don't think there was enough time. I don't think in any way that Shaq was going to keep that from her.
I agree.
Do you know what I mean? I think as soon as he got the chance, he was going to tell her. And then we did see, as soon as they did the cheers, he pulled her straight away and told her, look, I had a kiss. I want to be open and transparent with you. Still want to get to know you, but I want to let you know what happened. And I think it's looking healthy.
I feel like kisses don't really mean anything in this series because normally it works up to it and, you know, you're like sort of chatting to a few people and then you might kiss one to see like if you like them and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas now they're like, it's the first thing they do. Before they have the chat, they're like, right, let's see if it fizzles. Kiss. I think it was good that they did that and she set a clear boundary and said like, you know, please always tell me. He said he would.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be like, please don't do it again. Would be my sort of line of attack. Would be mine, but I wouldn't say, it's fine, go out and do what you want as long as you always tell me.
But it's, you know, healthy communication style.
Yeah. I mean,
it's exhibiting that.
And they're not in a relationship.
No.
If I was getting to know someone, I wouldn't want to be like, that's fine, go and kiss whoever you want.
Look,
but then
I'm saying this is healthy, like what they're doing. Is it my approach? Absolutely not. Like there would be things ablaze during that conversation, but it was nice.
You're a health freak, but in this instance, you are unhealthy.
I am unhealthy. But it's hard, isn't it? Because you're seeing something positive play out in the grand scheme of things, but taking it at face value, like it's also quite sad because you're like, Helena, I just want you to kind of like lay down the law a little bit and say like, you know, I'd kind of you just be for me a little bit more, or, you know, like, let's see what happens. Maybe like avoid kissing her again or something. You know what I mean? It's hard, but you know, we only see a little bit of time.
100%. Because what I did notice, like obviously Shaq is being open and honest and telling Helena, whatever. But when I noticed Shaq was like, look, I'll always keep you in the loop and let you know what I'm going to do next. And it's kind of like, actually, no, Helena, tell him what you want to do. Tell him what you want to do next. Tell him, actually, I don't want you to kiss someone else and it's either me or her kind of vibe. Yeah. You know, I feel like she always gives the power over to the guy and lets him do what he wants. And then she's just falling back and being like, okay, well, you did tell me what you were going to do. And it's like, what about what Helena
What do you mean keeping in the loop as well? Like, is this a WhatsApp chat? I hate that. And then he says the guy's like, oh, there's a lot of lust and you know, sexual chemistry with AJ.
That's a big thing.
And that is a big thing. And so there was some uncertainty earlier on. So yeah, I just hope that Helena finds a nice guy.
And we've seen, like, especially like last summer, when with like the Tony and Harrison thing, when it was always like, just always let me know what you're going to do. Like, I want to be kept in the loop and stuff. Yeah. And the boys were always like, I will always let you know. I'm always going to. But then when it comes into practice, the boys are like, I don't want to go and say that, so I'm just not going to.
What do you want? A morning news bulletin saying, hi, here are my intentions for the day. Kiss AJ, pull this person. It doesn't work like that. Yeah. And I don't know what these people expected there.
Yeah. And it's also like when someone's saying to you, oh, I'll keep you in the loop. It's like, okay, keep me in the loop. But it's like, you're just going to continuously tell me, oh, yeah, I kissed her today. Yeah. Just letting you know. I
say to everyone, I don't remember the last time I've said to a friend, I'll keep you in the loop, and I've kept my word.
No.
I don't keep anyone in the loop. I'm loopless.
Yeah.
So it's a weird thing to say, you know, but
I hear it.
anyway.
And it's Love Island. If they don't tell you, someone else will.
Someone
The
else
cameras,
will.
the cameras will catch it.
They will.
And if nobody else tells you, movie night will.
Movie night will.
Exactly that.
Well, that's it. We're going to have to wait until tonight to find out exactly what Belle is going to say to Sean. Joe, are you going to come back tomorrow to talk about it?
Of course I will be.
And make sure that you leave us some comments because we will read them. Or you can email us at themorningafter@itv.com to let us know what you think Belle should do. And we're going to be here again tomorrow morning.
See you then. Bye.
Bye.